Ben, Sam, and Ken are on separate journeys to defeat the menacing Vile Dragon. But let's just say luck isn't on their side. If only there was a way for them to find each other and band together. Well, that's why there's Band. It's a mobile app that allows people to come together using common interests. With Band, you can find fellow gamers, chat, schedule gaming sessions, and conduct polls. Stage epic battles with friends while sharing videos and photos along the way. So try Band today. Band. Be together.
Okay, folks, here we go. We've got ourselves some more Dota 2. We're going to be seeing RIT versus UConn. Once again, I'm Llama Down Under, and I'm going to be chat. How you doing?
Doing well. Nice little break there.
Yeah, we, for folks wondering what took so long, there was servers being down. There was, in fact, a patch. So that then took another while to get up. Obviously allowed me a great amount of time to read about, get updated on the election, but let's talk about some Dota. It is going to be Slaughter this time, coming out for RIT.
Dire team pick.
Surprising pick there. We haven't seen too much Slardar in CSL. That must be a niche pick or something, right? Pocket pick.
I mean, it's you know, maybe only the most picked hero in the league. I don't know. Yeah, but no, I agree with you, right? He's been doing super well, and if your opponents just destroyed you with him, maybe you think about getting him for yourself, especially when Faceless Void is banned out.
Reserve time.
That is true. Void is... He's also been up there with Slardar. I think we've just seen Slardar get through more because I think more teams are afraid of Void. Void has a much more immediate team fight impact than I would argue Slardar does. That being said, Slardar just wreaks havoc in any extended fight. So I guess if we're going to ban out the Void, Slardar is pretty much the only option left in that spot for offlane initiation.
10 seconds remaining.
Now, we are going to, again, see Spirit Breaker. They love this guy. And then Disruptor. Jug comes out. It was banned. Jug was banned last time, and I just assumed it was banning a solid carry, but this may have been, as you mentioned, these teams know each other, they scrim. The Jug ban may have been targeted.
I mean, I feel like a broken record, but CSL is all about comfort picks. A lot of these teams don't have 10 to 12 hours a day to just practice Dota and get familiar and comfortable and solid with every single hero. So when it comes down to it, there's going to be certain heroes that are off meta that will just get picked just because it's comfort, like Spirit Breaker, for instance, right? We saw the Spirit Breaker last game wreak havoc, but I haven't seen any other team play it. So you get a much more varied meta in CSL, not by design, but more by comfort, and it leads to these super interesting situations. And Jug here is, I'd argue, much better than a Morphling for dealing with the Spirit Breaker.
Radiant team pick.
Yeah, I mean, it's still rough, right? I'm trying to rack my brain for what hero does well against a Spirit Breaker because of that stupid bash, and I guess you can definitely say you can avoid some of the bash damage. It is magical, which, yep, you guys can see through the overlay. So you'll avoid some of it, but still, getting bashed out of position is really hard, and now more BKB piercing ways to keep someone in place. We got Axe coming out.
Axe has been my surprise MVP. The hero has always been strong. Traditionally as the offlaner, although we've more recently seen it seen as a 4-position jungler, which has actually been working to pretty decent success. But this is a pretty beefy line to get through for RIT. I think UConn has drafted themselves a pretty hefty wall of flesh to get through if you're RIT.
Yeah, and I really like this from UConn. Last off, they did a very tanky lineup. Here, they're already establishing that they're hard to kill. That was part of what troubled Morphling so much. Even though he got the shotgun online, it didn't do enough damage because of how tanky everyone was. So
I only saw him shotgun once, and it was on the Jakiro.
I saw a couple
of shotguns.
Yeah, I saw a couple of shotguns, but Jakiro is also a naturally tanky hero, I believe.
With a point booster too in the Ogre Club for the Ags.
Right, that guy was building for it. So it's definitely difficult, I would say, to be a Morphling there. Either way, new game, new hope. I kind of wonder for RIT what they're thinking of here. And my other big question was, last game UConn were totally comfortable picking the unconventional Jakiro. We didn't get to talk about it much because of the way the draft went, but it's not a super popular pickup, and so interesting to see, and they used it very effectively to get down early towers.
Yeah, it was picked in the draft, I believe, 4th pick for him. So fairly Pudge. Man, I love these East Coast games. Just we'll finish up Jakiro and talk about this Pudge, because I have a lot to say about Pudge.
Oh no, go talk about the Pudge. I would love to hear.
So the Pudge, right? Everyone for the longest time has viewed Pudge as a troll pick or a super pocket pick or Techie's Pudge, things like that. It was like Wings picking it at TI just blew people's minds. And yeah, they picked the Techies with it too, but just recently, throughout all of Dream League, Pudge has just risen in popularity. It went from troll pick, pocket pick to off meta. To I would argue the same viability as the Spirit Breaker. I am very excited to see how RIT will utilize this Pudge, and he's going to be a tough one to take down. I can't imagine he gets many pickoffs on anyone other than really Storm Spirit in the early game, but still, just having a Pudge on your squad sets you up for... We were talking about beefy heroes, right? Pudge gets beefy. Pudge gets very beefy, and the way these East Coast games going, Sven as well, the health bars of this game are going to be off the charts, Llama.
Yeah, this is, so on the Pudge, I've talked, because Pudge is actually something that shows up in North American, more North American than South American, but in America's Dota Professional, Pudge has actually been showing up quite a bit. And it's something where I've talked to some folks about it, and they're like, look, you have to get early kills. If you don't get early kills, you're a waste, because you are expecting to have a lot of flesh heap stacks when you are getting to that mid game, so that your Pudge can be really tanky. But you've already hit the nail on the head, right? We're going to see probably, I'm assuming, Jug mid. Sven gets to go safe lane, will be getting farmed very fast because of the way that he can take stacks. Yeah, it just... I really like it.
All in all, too, I don't think it would happen, but I wouldn't put it past RIT. Support Sven would not be awful. the whole lineup of UConn is very in your face. And if it gets to the point where Sven could just consistently land Storm Bolts, give armor, and then if he gets an Agnum Scepter, keep that God Strength going, I think it could be an all-right game for support Sven. Obviously, that's a ballsy thing to do, and I don't think I've ever seen it run successfully. But with a Juggernaut, with the Slardar, even the Pudge could hit hard enough if you give him some bonus damage. I'm keeping it in mind. I doubt it. I think it'll be, as you mentioned, the mid-Juggernaut, which is pretty standard. Should fare okay against the Storm. With the Spirit Breaker, that's a different story altogether. But
yeah, both teams have some potential to make mid really swing either way.
Dire team pick.
Silencer ban coming out from
Yeah,
UConn.
it's just something that they've decided, hey, we don't want to deal with it. Silencer really damages Storm. It is surprising, like I can hear from your voice. It's odd sometimes to ban out a Silencer when it would just be helping the Storm mostly, but yeah. I think
Silencer feels greedy. It feels like if RIT picks Silencer, their team fights are very fragile. It would rely on a very good initiate. Oh my lord!
Radiant team pick.
Okay, so this is support Slaughter, I'm guessing. There has actually been a couple of support Juggernauts run, but I'm not expecting that here.
Ursa is probably the best hero to respond to this enormous wall of flesh that you face in...
No, I think Lifestealer is better, but I don't remember if it was banned.
It was banned out.
Okay, then yes.
It was banned out. Ursa is just free reign, wail on anybody you like, and you're just gonna shred them.
I think...
This is super interesting.
One of my concerns, though, is I feel like RIT had a really greedy draft last game and it bit them a little bit, and this game they've also gone greedy. You can run support Slaughter. We've actually been seeing a lot of folks do it very comfortably. You can run the support Pudge, but again, you need to make a lot happen, and oh yeah, I guess Ursa is a pick here to try and deal with it. We'll have to see how much work Melody can try to get done.
This last pick, Legion, is something else. I was actually in some talks with the UCSD team about our thoughts on Legion, and it's such an interesting pick, right? It's almost goes untouched in the pro scene. I think Bone7 picks it up occasionally because he just loves this hero. But this is the definition of snowball. If you send the Pudge to wherever the Legion is, and then just send one more hero, because Sven, Slardar, or Juggernaut have a plethora of damage to just pile on to any Legion duel, that's free damage. That is a free +10 early game. So my eye is on this Legion commander. I think it is very interesting. This is the greediest of all drafts, but East Coast Dota, man, I am hyped, Llama.
We will see whether it pays off. Let's do some quick intros again. Swapping which team I'm gonna do. We've got Sex3D playing up on that Sven. Was he in last game?
He was the Morphling. But
I did not.
I don't think his name was Sex3D.
Okay, I don't think it was either. Because I, as an adult who is over the age of 12, I would remember someone named that. Yep. We've got RITs on the Pudge. We're going to be seeing Legion Commander played up by Evaden. We've got Juggernaut being played by Eradicate, so your name's getting a bit themed here. And finally, Matu32 on that Slaughter.
On the side of UConn, very quickly, because Bellicoso on this Disruptor is actually in a odd spot to be. He's going straight for the Courier.
They knew it. They had two supports.
He's going to get it, but he's going to die for this.
Yeah, they knew he was going to go for it. It's really unfortunate. He did get the Courier. That's worth it. You'll trade first blood for that. But yeah, both sides kind of knew this was happening.
All right, well. In the top lane on the Spirit Breaker, we have Village Fish. Right by his side is VVVV on the Axe. Mid lane on the Ursa, which, switching up here, their mid lane is Melody. Meanwhile, the Storm Spirit that we thought was mid is now Ego in the bot lane, joined by the now respawned Bellicoso.
Yeah, we probably should have caught that was probably going to be an Ursa mid into the Jug. It really helps out Ursa, right? You don't have to worry. If he spins on you, you just keep hitting him. So.
Look at the CS differential already. Ursa is just having his way.
Yeah, this might start to get a little bit better for Jug as he gets some levels, can put maybe a point in that blade dance, get those crits, but it's not fun. Being a melee hero into an Ursa is just kind of like hard mode.
Pudge is gonna sit here for XP, but I feel like Ursa could still dump a good chunk of damage if they try anything funny.
Yeah, and I am just... So folks are claiming that they randomed the Ursa. Did I miss this? I didn't notice it was a random, but I'm not saying that my face is distracted by some other large event happening right now that I may have up on a different monitor. No, I would never do that. It's on a laptop. No, I didn't think the Ursa was a random just because it works so well. Oh, I think folks mean the Legion Commander was a random. That would make more sense. Because I was going to say the Ursa...
Yeah.
The
LC
nice.
seems like a random.
So. But hey, even if the LC was a random, the LC is doing A-okay in this bottom lane. You know, not dominating it by any means, but considering that you're up against a duel, having a blast, so.
I think you'll take this if you're Legion Commander. It's... Most of your farm as an offlane Legion Commander comes from overwhelming odds anyway.
Top, a nice call, but unfortunately only hits on the heroes, so doesn't quite get the spins, and never mind, that'll be the end of things. We were talking about Legion Commander.
Yeah, I really hope they didn't random it, because I was talking it up like this is some mastermind pick, and actually they just hit one button. That'd be upsetting. But overwhelming odds is a good chunk of a Legion Commander's last hits, at least in the offlane.
Speaking of lost hitting, this Disruptor in a little bit of trouble. Should be just fine, yeah. We'll actually glimpse Legion back, making sure he doesn't get gone on, but yeah, overwhelming odds does so much damage, and also with the current meta of, like, you stack camps, the hard camp and pull it, you gotta be careful.
I'm just gonna take that Centaur right in front of Storm's face as well, and look how manly this Legion Commander... This is unreal.
Yeah, Legion Commander just got the murder on. I was checking in on mid since I saw a little bit of damage there. Oh no, isn't even going to die. The Vaden's just gonna walk it off.
Mid lane as well. The Ursa's probably gonna get the Jug here. Oh, one hit away.
But he might kill. Oh gosh, you've got to be so careful. He'll kill one. He's going for the other. He decides to back it down. I do not know if I would have backed it down. Doesn't matter. We've got Professor Disruptor on the case, but he can't do it through the Fairy Fires, and Disruptor is gonna die here.
East Coast Dota is my favorite thing in the world.
My goodness. What are we watching?
Almost getting a double kill. Disruptor just throwing his life away. Yeah. That reminds me. That was the Morphling's name last game. Run it down mid.
Yes, it was running down mid.
Disruptor is living up to that legacy. That was great. I'm loving this game so far. How it's progressed. LC, if this was a random, this was the most strategic random I've ever seen.
Definitely could have randomed worse things. We're going to see a charge up in the top lane. There is no mana for the stun. We'll see a beautiful call in the full creep wave, and Sven will go down. VVV picking himself up a pretty kill.
And this is set up too because RIT decided to smoke up, leave the Sven alone, and it's going to pay with his life for that. And now if you're UConn, you have to know something funky's going on. There's no way they would just let the Sven die.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, I feel like they should know on UConn, but they just want to get aggressive themselves. There's going to be the spin, the charge coming in. Suddenly it's a 3v3, but that spin is doing a lot of AoE damage. Glimpse backwards. Disruptor has already gone down, though. So will the Slaughter. Now, the Healing Ward is dead, and oh gosh, there's the ult coming out from Mr. Ursa. The charge onto the Pudge, and one more auto attack. He gets it off before the Pudge can kill him. Well freaking played. This game is ridiculous. You mentioned East Coast Dota, and I was like, I don't believe you one bit.
The Dire came in from the Radiant side. The Radiant came in from the Dire side. I'm not really sure what's happening in this game anymore, but I love it.
Everything is everywhere, and people are just having a blast. I hope they're having fun, because I am. I am well mind taken off of other issues. So, yeah, just a good job there. And I have to say, the constant fighting, good for both teams, right? You could maybe argue a little bit better for RIT having a Pudge, but it just seems like you're happy to be fighting a lot if you're these
This
folks.
is great for Chaz, I'll tell you that much. I am beyond excited. LC now with the duel as well. As soon as Pudge gets... What is he right now? 3. Okay, he has a ways to go. But once you get that Dismember up, it should be almost a guaranteed kill. That's a long, long time to have someone disabled.
Yeah, it's really good in these lineups where you can maybe reliably grab someone. We are going to see a lot of damage go down onto Slaughter in a second. The hook away! Never mind! Nobody getting hurt, and RIT's just saving
What
lives.
a player.
He's doing super well, though.
Even though, right now, I think the gold lead would be favoring UConn, and it is by 2,000. LC without any duel wins yet. But she's kind of getting her way. This is more farm than you would expect the Legion Commander to have. Well, far. Blah, blah. English is hard. Way further ahead than the Jug and the Sven. More CS than both of them combined.
Yeah, she's, Jug and Sven both having a lot of trouble in their lane. Speaking of trouble up in top lane, there is no mana for the hook.
They have no damage.
I don't know what was the plan here. The call is not going to generate enough spins, so Axe is just going to run at them. But yeah, this Axe already, he has a Vanguard. He just has to go and buy it. There we go. Suddenly, this Axe, I'm not super sure how they kill him in the top lane.
And they're just taking Roshan. All the while, Axe is single-handedly dealing with 3 heroes. Legion Commander is bullying this Storm out to, like, disciplinary levels. And they're just taking Roshan. This game is all over the place.
Did Ursa actually... No, I mean, did, Disruptor actually get the last hit there? Because that's pretty funny. I wasn't sure. It doesn't matter. But yeah, as you mentioned, it's doing... good things for UConn, and speaking of that, Chop on the top lane, that's the first dunk. Eradicate is coming in, he has a DD and has Omni Slash at the ready, kind of wants to get rid of those creeps first, and actually that's going to be a charge onto Slaughter. Do they have more? The bash will be very helpful. They want to dunk, they have just enough mana, but the healing ward gets it too far up. Legion Commander suddenly here has the duel that you mentioned. They need to get more damage. The healing ward has gone down, and Legion hasn't dueled anyone yet. They still have Omni Slash. If they can just duel someone away from the creep wave, they've got this. Hook off the mark. There they go. Axe manages to get the call. They zap forwards. They will end up losing Slaughter. Legion Commander, though, still here at the ready. Eradicate. She manages to duel on to the Storm. A nice kill there. Should be able to get themselves an Axe as well. He can't get the head chop off, and that will be a 1. Oh, maybe not over yet. We are seeing Fury swipes coming out. Ursa trying to catch on up, does manage to get the ground pound. One more hit, he'll get it, and they take out Sven. The Disruptor as well, so, hold on.
That's a unknown... Well, actually, it might not be over yet. Spirit Breaker's charging in. There's 2 low health heroes here.
Yeah, they do manage to get the stun. The ult will get the kill, and Pudge just denies himself preemptively, a little bit worried about what is to come.
Party in the top lane. Legion finally got her duel. I feel like 9 minutes is a bit later than you would have wanted, but better late than never.
So it's the first duel. You're running all melee. We'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. And unfortunately for them, they all decided to stack onto the Axe at the same time. So they all lost, I want to say, about 700 health there just from the Axe spins before he died.
Sorry. Oh-ohing for the glimpse backwards, but then, of course, Jug just spins. And while this is happening...
Just gonna die. Oh, no,
he misses the hook. Oh, there's a lot of oh-ohing. I apologize, team. I'll find a new word in a second here. Despite the Mask of Madness and the Phase Boots, Ursa unable to close the gap, but Blink is only 1,000 gold away, so gaps will be closing. That's yep, English.
Yeah. Sven is just dead. Yet again.
He's in a lot of trouble at sea. He can't get the Stormbolt off, but they do need spins here. If he gets the Stormbolt, he stuns both. He's given them the good old walk away, and that may just be that.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, are you going for this?
Airbreaker's going for it. He has
ult. Yeah, this is... Okay, you are right. Sven is dead. He's going to try to just do it with autos and own charges, and he does.
This feels like a pub. The unfortunate thing there was Spirit Breaker was actually eating the creep wave that Axe was trying to get more spins off there. So I think there was only 1 spin in total off the call, and now he's bot lane.
Yes, and now he's bot lane. We will see folks trying to make it happen on Legion, but she is so tanky.
Dire's top tower is
That's just a stout shield. She actually doesn't have anything to boost her health pool.
Yeah, just stats.
That's impressive.
That'll happen. We also have shenanigans in the jungle where Pudge is looking for something. He's just going to look for the TP out. Oh, and we're going on Legion Commander again. She's taking quite a bit of damage. They've got her below half health. They almost knock her out of the Static Storm. Not quite. And one more auto attack seals the deal.
All in all, Disruptor is a very good pick against the Legion Commander. The Static Storm just onto wherever she's dueling guarantees some damage. Glimpse Away could delay the duel. Afterwards, if she wants to get out with, say, like, overwhelming odds and just sprint away, the kinetic field is great for that. And Sven's in trouble again.
He's going to get off the Storm Bolt. There's a Battle Hunger and a Charge coming towards him. Slaughter might have a Slithering Crush. He does manage to hit it on 2 of them. Spirit Breaker still going through. Gets the bash onto the Slaughter. Now immediately throws an Urn Charge onto Slaughter. There's the God Strength, but they just rip him apart. He does manage to get a stun, but there it goes. Down to Spirit Breaker. The chop doesn't even get off, and suddenly Axe very close to blink. Ursa very close to blink. This is really scary if you're RIT.
Disruptor's in some trouble too. Pudge has a hook very soon. This would be a difficult one to land, and Disruptor knows the path well. We'll get out.
Just
They guess wrong.
The TP. Just, yeah, nice play there by Disruptor. I would never expect him to go up.
Absolutely.
So
This Sven is just having a rough day. 1 in 5. I didn't think it was that bad.
I mean, they've been targeting him and taking advantage of the fact that before that Sven gets a blink, he does not have an escape option other than trying to pop Warcry and hoping.
Axe is just farming the entirety of RIT's jungle as well. This should be Blink Dagger pretty soon. Are they going to go on this guy again? This is just scummy.
Ursa's blink is at the ready. They're going to have call if they want, but Ursa wants to lead the charge, kind of blocking out Axe Friend and one more auto attack. You can see Axe was trying to dunk, and Ursa's like, nope, get out.
My kill. RIT, I guess, is responding how they need to. There's no way you could send a single hero to defend against this. Just the way they've been utilizing the Spirit Breaker, all of today, UConn that is just phenomenal. We haven't seen any other team run Spirit Breaker at all, and I doubt it would be to this success. They've just been playing it extremely well. This is going to be a tower falling, a tier 2 at 14 minutes. Boy.
Yeah, on one hand, you know for RIT, they're happy to get this trade-off. This opens up the jungle a lot, but unfortunately it is still just a tier 1 for a tier 2, and that's obviously less than ideal. But when you're in RIT's position, you gotta do it. And actually, the tower hasn't gone down in top lane. That is firmly in deny range. Who was Pudge trying to hook? Okay, he was just chilling. Jungle.
I think RIT is playing this appropriately. They really can't fight into UConn, and well, they're gonna try right here against the Axe.
Yeah, this is nice. They're trying to do a 4-man gank on an Axe. They'll get him and get a duel when he actually got off a couple of spins there, but either way, Legion Commander up to 20 damage.
Yeah, RIT, I think, is responding to this well. The top tower won't fall yet. Almost assuredly it will if they get the deny bonus points, but pressuring the other side of the map, getting a tower, a guaranteed tower at that, getting a duel win. All in all, a poor position to find yourself in, but oh, this Legion.
Yeah, Legion in a little bit of trouble. There's a nice kinetic field static storm. They're even going to send Pudge home. They want this Sven again. This will be death number 7 of this game.
Yikes. Ursa is large.
And
6-0.
in charge, to borrow a phrase, or maybe... No, he goes for the spin, not the Omni Slash, so he is bashed up here. Let's see if they can get the kill. They do manage to get the Vortex. There is the Omni Slash Storm in a lot of trouble, but that was only level 1 and only level 10 on the Jug, and this... not looking good for RIT.
That's an ambitious hook. That is...
You gotta try, and here comes Sven. He is back into his death, it looks like. It's looking
This is what
deathly.
we call... Yeah, this is called tactical
Oh my
feeding.
gosh. Oh, they managed to get the winner and the send back. So, Christmas present there for Legion Commander.
I love how they pinged them after the fact, too.
Yeah.
This feels puppy. This game feels very puppy. I just want to point out that Jug kill they got was due to a ward placed earlier when the Axe was in this jungle. Was able to get that ward down, giving him vision while he was farming him. They've just been utilizing this Spirit Breaker to such success.
I think it's really, really,
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
it's just a lot of nice things here for UConn. Obviously, having an axe into all melee. Juggernaut gets picked off again by Ursa, and this Ursa did get the start he needed. I was a little bit worried about it, but he got the start he needed. He got a very early Roshan, uncontested, so it's looking good for UConn. Trying to think of ways for RIT to get back into it. What are your thoughts, Chaz?
Sven needs to be remotely relevant. I don't know what that's going to take. Probably about 15 minutes of him not dying relentlessly. If they could get this Sven in a position to where he could contribute to a team fight more than just a Stormbolt, then I think they'll be okay. Okay, as in they could stabilize, because right now they're bleeding profusely all over the carpet.
Oh,
they actually
no,
smoke up
but
right on the invis.
Oh, that's so hard to stomach, and I don't believe they have detection. They actually did on Slaughter, who wasn't there, so that sucks.
That's just salt in the wound. Like,
Yeah.
that was possibly one of their best chances. And, oh, now they're going to go on the support Slaughter. This is...
Yeah, it's not looking good for Slaughter. He gets dunked here, Sven. In that God Strength, we also have a duel, but a beautiful Static Storm. They will lose the Storm Spirit. Omni Slash doing very, very little. They get the dunk on Sven. Legion Commander already taken out, and now Jug will fall. 3 dunks for Axe. He's got another one at the ready. He wants Mr. Pudge. They're looking for it. You can see VVV. Oh no, he doesn't have the mana to dunk! And it'll be a deny. You can see they're pinging him. They're like, bro, I left him for you because I thought you were going to dunk. And he's like, I was like 1 mana short, had 1 charges, didn't use them. It was on cooldown though, very close, hard to see.
I just want to point out that the main culprit of that last pinging session was the Disruptor.
Oh yeah.
That was revenge for the mass ping he got when he sent back the LC after that duel. Like, this is tactical pinging at its finest. I just love seeing like the banter between the teammates, because you know, like, if you're in their comms right now, it's the clowniest thing in the world.
I mean, yeah, I think folks having a fun time. It's always good to see these matches too. I don't even think for RIT they have to know that they're down. The Sven might be frustrated, but it seems like everybody else is kind of going along with the fun. So
yeah, Sven needs to become relevant. And I don't know what that entails. Say he gets a Chrysalis, right? Which is a fairly common Sven item, and then a BKB. He still won't be able to do anything to 3 heroes on the side of UConn. That being Axe, Ursa, and Spiritbreaker. LC has been doing her part to where when she duels, she gets the kill. I feel like she's kind of been keeping them relevant. In my mind, LC is a threat. She has Blade Mail, she has Blink, she has damage. Outside of that, you have a support Slardar without Blink. You have a Sven who has been just murdered into irrelevancy. Jug is on the way to Diffusal. Kind of. It looks bleak, but if there's a saving grace, it's that Legion is doing her job, kind of. As long as they don't lose multiple sets of racks within the next 10 minutes, I think they have an okay chance of stabilizing.
yeah, we have to start looking at pushing towers and racks. The nice thing for RIT is that UConn don't have a great team for pushing towers, since all of Ursa's damage does come from Fury Swipes until he's a lot more built up. And I think that's a saving grace. The problem is RIT's main tools for clearing waves, it's meant to be Legion Commander and Sven, and while Legion Commander, she's not doing awfully, the Sven's having a rough game. So he needs to figure out a way back into this, and they are smoked up looking for something, and actually Ursa will just go for Roche. Dire pinging it, but I don't know if they think they can go for it.
They can. I think if they get anywhere remotely close to this pit, they just die. Although with the Pudge, this is a good play. This is exactly what they need.
A hook on one, but it may not be the play that they wanted. Folks getting just played with by the Storm Spirit. They have picked off Sven. Pudge is gone down. Disruptor dies to Roche. It's pretty funny. Sucks to be a Disruptor. These are some nice jukes. They're not going to be nice enough, and that'll be the death of Slaughter.
So LC played that correctly, didn't follow her team into the massacre that was the Pudge and Sven. But she did get the duel victory off on the Disruptor, and Honestly, if you keep
Oh, she
giving
was
her-
hoping to
that-
find someone. She does burn the Aegis, but she dies immediately after.
I'm gonna say not worth.
It's hard to call. It's
Yeah.
staggered deaths, but at the same time, it's like a Storm Spirit with an Aegis is a real pain. So I don't know. We'll have to see how the game plays out to kind of say, hey, do you think that was worth it? So.
And that being said, they are far behind. So that kind of desperation play is needed. Maybe not this early. I probably would have waited. But, oh, this Ursa. Is he gonna get another?
He's looking to get his murder on. Sven goes down. Ursa jumping aggressively forwards. We're gonna see a glimpse back into a static storm. They need a way to stop it, and there is the call. While Ursa takes a full Omni Slash and will die from it, but Axe still ready to go. Blinks up to the high ground. A nice turnaround from the Jug, but not quite nice enough. There's the call. A hook over onto Disruptor. Let's be a little bit careful. We'll glimpse back the Pudge to get him away, and oh, the deny again.
LC gets another duel win. I mean, yes, this looks very bleak for RIT, but she's been accumulating damage, and every time she's dueled, she's gotten a kill. If this gets to a point where UConn keeps tunnel visioning onto, like, the Pudge, for instance, like that last fight, this may get to a point where she could actually just pick off the Storm, pick off the Ursa. Ursa's a bit of a tougher task, albeit with the Fury Swipes, but it's... I think RIT does have one last-ditch hope in this Legion.
Yeah, it is rough city. Oof. And for folks wondering about what the lanes were, it was farming Sven mid Juggernaut, off lane Legion Commander, while Slaughter and Pudge were playing the support roles. We are going to see a nice quick pick off here for the Storm Spirit. Sven going down again. The duel is killed by the hook! Oh my gosh, they're fighting in the middle of the trees. I don't know. Okay, they do both pop out of the trees. Storm actually in quite a bit of trouble. He doesn't have mana here. He needs some help, but Axe will be scary enough. Never mind. Legion Commander's got the guy. Axe now in a little bit of a bad spot at the same time as Disruptor maybe going down. These will be huge kills for RIT. They're going to get a lot of gold for this. Disruptor goes down. Axe gets a spin-off, gets a kill. He can go for another here, gets the dunk, and suddenly Ursa Man is here. Legion Commander does manage to get a kill, but should go down here thanks to the Bash Brothers. And oh my goodness, this Axe playing
This guy has hit more
Sven
bashes.
is coming in again, gonna use that God Strength, but he gets bashed while the stun duration Omni Slash not enough to do it, and Melody still going for it, has that ult in 2 seconds, needs to blink. No, he's just gonna fight it. He just pops the ult and he fights it. I thought he was gonna blink away.
River to wash your blood from my claws.
What a disaster. Honestly,
Radiant's middle
the
tower is under attack.
I don't know how to describe that fight other than, holy moly, Village Fish is a bash lord. I think he bashes on command because
It's
there was.
pseudo random now, so it looks better.
I think he hit 4 in a row. I'm pretty sure I saw 4 in a row there. That was unreal. Legion is still doing her part. That was a very sloppy fight from UConn, and for a good while we thought that was pretty heavily RIT favored, right? Like I forgot.
I mean, it started out looking good because RIT were managing to get the return kills, and they did pick off this Axe who caused so many problems, but also even before they picked up the Axe, the fight was looking in their favor, and then Axe killed the Pudge, and I want to say the Slaughter, but I honestly don't remember at this point. It was so long ago.
It's for one takeaway from this game is UConn can use their RNG abilities at will. I think that's pretty much a fact at this point. 2 is I got my wish. It is actually a support Sven, just based on his items. Legion's gonna pick up a kill on the Storm, and
Yeah, nicely done. She's got a Shadow
With a
Blade,
Shadow
a
Blade.
Blade Mail, a Blink. She has ways of catching out Storm. The Shadow Blade makes a lot of sense so Storm doesn't zap away. I like it.
she just finished a Sange as well.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I think Heaven's Halberd here would actually be pretty great. That gives them a good chunk of time where they could kind of just ignore the Ursa.
Okay, Legion Commander also gets the
Flag on.
deny. Well, frickin' played, and now Sven wants to go in, but there's the blink away from Axe. They do have Dire Vision up here. Charge coming on through. There's a Sven stun in 5. This will not hit because Vladar zones him.
What's the gold lead looking like? About 20,000.
Yeah, it's
That's-
very much in favor of UConn.
That's massive.
Even though Legion Commander, she's about to get 100 dual damage if she can find another one, I would say that she's doing well. I don't know if it's enough to carry her team, but if they get any pick off here, they get so much gold. Thank you, Legion Commander, for spamming that axe. We're going to go in for a call, immediately killing off Sven. Slaughter looking like he is soon to follow Legion Commander instead.
Yeah, look at
just
Elsie.
searching for Disruptor. This is the right... Oh no! Is she not going to be able to get it? The creep! I don't... She got the winner! She did it. Thank you to that ranged creep. So she got another duel.
Did you see how she was sitting in the trees there, over where you would normally put the Tinker Ward, and she just ran south.
Yep.
And just stumbled upon a disruptor and murdered the disruptor. And speaking of murder,
she did that business.
oh moly!
Yeah,
First
I
hit
totally
bash.
missed that.
What is
photo.
what? Are bashes now actives? Can they be? Are they active abilities?
I mean, he's just doing a really good job. Also, now he has the Midas, so it's gonna look a bit better. Even the bash is on cooldown. It's like it's gonna look like it's happening more because he attacks faster and so on. So,
Ursa
yeah.
is sitting at 15 and 1. Lord behold. This
That's
is just
where
brutal.
I'd like to be as an Ursa. That's yeah, 15 and 3 on the axe as well. Legion Commander also 10 and 7, but it is
Sven has actually not progressed in items in the past 10 minutes.
I mean, it's hard. Yes, he's only gotten 400 net worth in the past 10 minutes. He's died almost every 2 minutes. He has 14 deaths. It's not easy being that hero. I've been that support before.
That's true, but I feel like Sven is one of their ways back into this game.
Yeah,
And
but he had such a rough lane.
I don't know how you do it as RIT, but you need to make this Sven relevant. You can't just play 4v5 for the rest of this game, because his stun is not going to be sufficient unless he lands it on the whole team. Even then, what damage do you have? Legion is single target. They're going to smoke up in the bot lane? I'm very confused.
Yeah, this is
They're
odd.
actually going to scan and catch the storm.
He does have a haste rune though. They have to know.
Oh,
I mean, they
Ursa's
can
in the
see
area
him.
too.
Oh, they're just gonna go for it. There they go. They get the duel. They should get the win. Yep, they do immediately get it. Ursa wants
Immediately
to. Okay.
TP.
Yeah, and Ursa does have Basher, so can he get a first hit bash? No, unable to get those bashes. So a nice pickup there, and that'll put Legion firmly at 130 dual damage.
They're playing it like they need to as well. They know the storm is going to be the one left alone. So getting these picks, again, I'm probably talking them up too much because this is
Yo,
a
no,
hard game to
you
get
do
back.
that. That's what you're meant to. Okay, anybody who's watching, we gotta keep hope alive.
True,
You
true.
talk
Alright.
up RIT.
RIT actually, despite the more than 20,000 net worth lead, are actually ahead. Little known fact.
Look at all that comeback gold, right?
Yeah, just think about if they manage to wipe the team through some miracle, like if they recruit Roshan into a team fight, potentially they could maybe win it slightly. I think Elsie's and Pudge have been playing it like they need to, getting pickoffs. But at the end of the day,
Look at this
actually,
pickoff.
yeah, that
Huge. Oh, she doesn't have a TP though. That's
the Shadow Blade
spooky.
should be enough, right? Oh no, Spirit
Yeah.
Breaker is gem.
I mean, as long as she doesn't run into him, they're also doing Roche. It doesn't look like there's going to be any contest, so Legion is just going to hide.
Roshan has fallen
He
to the grave.
probably should just hit mid-tower once since it has 5 health, but she is waiting for someone to come on over. She might be getting a full team, though.
This would be a very poor time to show herself. Yeah, she won't now, but...
I don't believe there's much chance they'll check in there, like, unless someone blinks. No?
Oh, is he gonna deny it? That would sting. She could honestly just blink in, whack it, Shadow Blade, and get out. She should be okay.
Yep, that's
what
the
she'll do.
plan. Well called, Chaz, and He is just gonna try to keep in the clear. Slaughter is up there. But no, they won't.
I don't know. From my eyes, the most well played this game has been Evade on this Legion commander. Pretty much doing everything the Legion needs to do, honestly. Yes, this game is hard to come back into. But she hasn't been participating in these lost team fights like her teammates have been being caught in. She's been getting the pickoffs that she needs. Getting the courier there, it seems minor, but now that's a trip back to base anytime that UConn wants a big item.
Yeah, it's also really important to mention with things like couriers, it gives your whole team a bounty, so that actually helps out everyone. Sven has almost doubled his net worth since the last time we checked in, so that's something he's going to be rocking just 1,400 gold. He got drums, I think.
Yeah.
Dire's middle
This
tower
is an
under
uphill
attack.
battle. But drums, like you're saying, and
I mean, you take what you can get, right? If this game does go for long enough, Ursa very much a hero that drops off Storm Spirit and not exactly able to itemize for all the right clicks, so it is something where there is chance if RIT can push this out really far.
I mean, at the very least, Sven now provides a stun, some armor, and movement speed.
Yeah.
I don't think you could ask for much more from a guy who's died 14 times. And look at this again. This is the Disruptor down here. Elsie's in the area. If she chooses so, this is a free kill.
Poor 0, 8, and 15 Disruptor. Elsie wants to go for it, but doesn't know where the rest of the team is, so she is just sneaking. Look at this!
I know. This actually could end poorly with Ursa in the area. I think she's going to try it, though.
Let's see. Okay, she's getting ready for it. There we go. There is the duel, and yeah, that immediately gets the pick off. Shadowblade's TP's out. Well done. Well done.
148 with Shadowblade. She has Heaven's Halberd. If she wants to, she could duel the Ursa.
Now, the problem is, even though Legion Commander has a lot of damage here, she's one hero, but also she doesn't do AoE damage based on her own damage. Like, you never build a Battle Fury on this hero. How does she distribute this out to helping the rest of her team?
And that's kind of what I've been trying to portray my fear in. It's Elsie is doing fine. Her team is not. The only way that they would really win a team fight, because she can get these pickoffs all she wants. She's been playing so smart, hiding in trees, anticipating her opponent's movements, getting those kills, and then hoping her team can do something with that. They're not. They're stacked into 4 in their base. The Sven isn't relevant. Okay, now he got a Blink Dagger. Now that's slightly more relevant, right? Like, he's not just food. But the Pudge is also single target. The Juggernaut, Omni Slash. Okay, the Juggernaut is getting bigger. This is what the LC has done. Is given time for the Juggernaut.
Yeah, I mean, he's not doing awfully, all things considered.
I think UConn's wisened up. They know that, hey, where's LC? Let's not farm these waves that are pushed way back.
Ooh. Also with a very aggressive attempt in Storm Spirit, also going on an illusion. Just an odd series of events coming out here. And we're going to see Legion Commander at the ready. You have to be careful if you're Storm Spirit. You have an Aegis, but you can still give dual damage and easily give up that life. Legion Commander may think about going in here as well. Although Axe does have almost 2,000 gold. And yeah, look, no damage on the tower. There's no... They just Ursa only hitting for like 120, 125 without Fury Swipes. It'll go down slowly.
RIT has nothing in the form of base defense, though. They have overwhelming odds, Sven Cleave, and then maybe Spin. But that is a really tough way to deal with waves. Yeah, they're going to get some tower damage here. There's nothing up.
Oh, the Aegis was just reclaimed. There's a deep pull on the Ursa. Charge onto Legion Commander. She hasn't used her Juliet. Slaughter does get blown off. They managed to get the Sven as well. And Omni Slash comes out, but most of the team is sharing it. There is going to be a nice taunt. Legion Commander comes in, manages to duel. Does she have the damage? No, she doesn't. And now it looks like they're picking off Eradicate. They're picking off Legion Commander. That is a full team wipe. We'll see a buyback on Legion Commander, but she is the only one on her team who has it so far. And this could just be 2 lanes of racks, I'd expect, since bottom wave pushing in hard.
That should just be the game. There's nothing in the tank for RIT. Honestly, that's probably the best... Sacrificial Courier. That's probably the best fight they will get for the rest of this game. And that wasn't even a good fight for them. You know, it's like... I don't know how bad UConn would need to screw up to give RIT a chance back into this game. Legion did what she could. She went for the duel on a target she thought was killable, and it wasn't enough. The team just turned around and focused her. That... I think it's fair to just call it here. I don't know if there's anything... There's nothing RIT can do at this point.
It is a rough... Whoa, hooking us into the fountain is a start. It's gonna take a lot of damage there. Legion Commander, she's dueling someone else. Well, Legion... Who you... Okay, well, you're not getting that kill. Hard to murder the Storm Spirit, but Radiant will end up losing their Courier Axe, throwing that Shiva's out, trying to cause some trouble. We'll see Storm very low on mana, may actually go down here. 17 Bloodstone charges going to go, and now Axe, he is working to kill off Sven, manages to get that one. Legion Commander trying to come in over on the sidelines, 21 seconds on duel, but she should be able to get the kills here. It's only 2 lanes of racks, although that is pretty devastating, but oh my goodness, Axe just tanking all of this. Finally, he goes down. That was a huge amount of gold just going to RIT.
I agree, but it's too late. I don't see how RIT can make anything happen from this.
That was over a 10,000 gold swing. I do not believe I've ever seen a gold swing that big.
10,000?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, Lord.
That was what I was thinking, but I mean, that's because they're 30,000 gold ahead on...
So Slardar has a blink, and then has another 2,000 in the bank, right?
Yeah.
That Crush amp isn't gonna do much. So I don't feel the blink is that impactful. What he does with the next 2,000 will matter. But... when did Sven die? I guess that's my question. How late in the fight? Okay, he died
like
pretty
at the
early.
beginning.
So he missed out on some gold.
beginning. He's really having a rough game. I mean, you can take a look at his GPM sitting just at 300, and that's kind of because they just won a big team fight. He was down at 270 earlier. It's not an easy game to be a Sven.
Not by any means. Elsie is very creative with her positioning. Every time, look, she's gonna find the Spirit Breaker. This is unreal.
Yeah, she has to be careful here. I'm not sure that she can get this. She's doing quite a bit of damage. She needs more Moment of Courage. She does manage to get it, and now we'll just go for the TP away. Ego doesn't have enough mana, so really well done there. Puts her up at 166.
She's getting damage. I think she wants to go Desolator next. I feel like that would be the biggest boost to her damage. But, well, is her buyback up? No, not for 3.5 minutes. I think it's okay to buy the Desolator. By that point, you should have enough for the buyback. What is Storm?
He's actually in a really scary spot. He may die. He is trying to help set something up. There's going to be quite a bit of damage, and suddenly Ursa is here. A hook onto the Storm. A glimpse backwards. Storm still not dead. Slaughter has to buy back. Legion Commander finally does go down, and again, Storm still not dead. There's going to be a stun coming out. Slaughter does manage to get the kill, but of course he bought back for this. He has to stay alive. Sven getting very low and looking like he'll fall to the Ursa. Oof. There's no buyback on Legion Commander.
With Elsie dead, I think that's just it. But Sven hits like a wet noodle. It's kind of embarrassing. Did you see how low they had the Spirit Breaker?
Yeah.
And then, with the amp damage and about 150 health, Sven could not kill her. That is just... You can't have that at this point in the game, in my mind, and expect to come out on top. You cannot play a 4v5.
Oh, Ursa, Abyssal Blades up for Juggernaut. Juggernaut gonna try to just spin away. They're getting Axe very low here. They need to finish him off. They do manage to bring him down, and still they have top rack Spirit Breaker now joining the fray. Ursa coming back in. That's gonna be the dieback on the Slaughter. The gem on the deck. They need to do something here to fight, but Legion Commander is still dead for 47 seconds.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, if I'm UConn, I'm not stopping. I don't care how many heroes run at me. I'm getting these racks.
Okay,
They
we
don't
have
care.
an aggressive jump in by the Storm. There's a glimpse back into a bad spot. Pudge does end up going down. Sven getting very low. Legion Commander still 27 seconds and...
Is under attack.
Okay, it may finally be over.
Yeah, that one was a rough one to watch, and with both these teams being 3-0, you gotta feel good about UConn here. They have looked so good against a team that is very strong. RIT, for all the misgivings and all the negativity I've had dumped on Sven this game, they are a strong team.
Is under
And actually might get the kill.
It's hard to say with all the bashes and the repositioning, and Legion Commander will fall. That should be it, since she still does not have buyback. And as you said, no, I mean, I don't want to say that RIT is a bad team by any means, but just UConn came out today and were better.
And that'll do it. They will move to 4-0. I believe that places them at the top of their group. Just very strong, very cohesive Dota. And man, their carries today have had a field day.
Really, really well done there from UConn. I liked this last draft and just a good understanding of how they needed to play the game. So either way, folks, that's going to be it from us for another 45 minutes. There'll be a game coming up then, and we will be back with coverage of that. I'm Llama Down Under. I've been joined by Chaz. We are, of course, hosting the Collegiate Star League, which is sponsored in part by the Band app, which you should all check out for organizing all of your collegiate gaming. And also, thanks to Twitch for helping get all of this set up. So, any final words before we sign off for now, Chaz?
In the event that America does, in fact, end tonight, it was a pleasure casting with Llama. And thank you all for tuning in.
I mean, I have options. I can just go to Australia. Like, I have dual citizenship. I actually... I was actually telling my girlfriend this. She's like, we have to go to Canada if things go wrong tonight. And I'm like, I'm going to Australia. They don't recognize gay marriage, so you're on your own. But like, I'm going to Australia. Like,
later. Good luck.
Have fun with your president. But anyway, guys, we'll see you back in 45 minutes. Go get educated on how the election's going. See you guys again next time.